Hello everyone, welcome to Focus Garage. Today we're going to work on a 2013 Nissan Rogue. We're going to do the front brakes on it, and they're pretty bad, so it's better to replace them. We are also, I'll show you guys like this, working on this beast. It's a Focus RS. Blew the head gasket, too much boost, so we're going to build that engine. JK. I just filter changing, that's it.
I just wanted to see that.
Hi. So let's get to the garage and show you guys what we're doing. So we're back in the garage. What you need is obviously brake rotors and the brake pads. So I use this thing called disc brake quiet to make these not vibrate and make that like squealing noise. And then I use a brake cleaner to clean all the grease and dirt out of it. So this is a very basic job. You should be able to get it done like with less than an hour if you have done this before. If not, probably a little longer. But it's literally 2 bolts. Well, 5 bolts if you count the lug nuts to remove the tire. Well, 5 plus 2, 7 bolts. Duh, math. So those are 21 millimeters. If you're not using a tire iron, I would highly suggest not using a tire iron to not mess up your lug nuts. So those are 21 millimeters. And then you're going to use 19 millimeters in the back of the caliper to remove 2 bolts. And then that thing just like pops out, and then you put your, you remove your disc brake as well, and then pop the pads out. And then you're done. And then you reverse, put the pads back in, put the rotor back in. And you might need a hammer if this car is 5 years old. This is the first brake job, so it might have got stuck in there, all the rust. And then the C-clamp, my favorite, to push the piston back. Some people might say this might damage it, but I've been using it a lot. All my cars, I never had a problem, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use it here as well. So this job, if you want to get it done at dealer, is around $500 for the. I believe $500 just for the fronts. That's what I was quoted. And doing the brake rotor and pads. And it cost me $120 brake rotors and pads shipped to my house for the front. $120. I'm only doing the front because the most of the braking happens in the front, and you can get away with not doing the rear for a little bit more because you probably have still pad life left in the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the truck, well, lift the CUV, and use a jack stand right here, safety first, to safely secure the vehicle. And then we're going to remove the wheel, and then we're going to remove the caliper, and so on. I'll show you guys step by step so you guys are not lost, and you guys can do this at home and save yourself a bunch of money, beer money, and yeah, enjoy life like that. So let's go and lift the truck. CUV. So we remove the wheel. I jacked up. I use this plastic to save my pinch welds, but then I use a jack stand to destroy it. But anyway, so we remove the wheel. It's a, like I said, it's a 21 millimeters to remove these 5 lug nuts. And then you come over here in the back. You have this bolt right here. This is a 19 millimeter. And then if we go down, around, and I'll show you guys like this. That's another 19 millimeter bolt that we need to remove. So 2 bolts, you remove it, and then you can take this off, and then you're free to remove the rotor as well. And then your job is done removing stuff, and then you go back and installing it. So I'll catch you guys when I'm installing it, show you guys a trick or two, how to push this caliper piston back up to create enough clearance. So give you guys a little trick. If you have a impact, like a fat impact like this, and you can't get there, or you can remove this, like, you know, just like hold it like this. It's a plastic, and then get it in between there, like between the oil filter, and just undo it. You know, you can't really like just loosen it up because you don't have enough space to take that out. Just a FYI. And if you have a skinnier one, you can probably do it so much easier. But I have a fat one, so I can't really do much. And be careful not to damage the oil filter, because then you're gonna start leaking oil everywhere. So yeah, that's a quick update, and I'll show you guys how to install it. So we remove the pads. This step is up to you. You can remove these metal clips with if your kit comes with it. My kit came with it. Yours should too. It's just a good idea to remove these and replace it with a brand new one, because they're just like flimsy and they get rusty. So it just provides better movement with the piston. So just go ahead and replace it. You just gotta pop these out on this side and that side and just wiggle it around and it comes out. So yeah, that's another step that you should do. So I installed the brakes. Now we're ready to put the wheel back on, and we're gonna do some testing. Well, it's called brake pad seating, which you drive 5 miles an hour and you do a hard brake. You do this like 10 times and it just seats the brake pads, so you have a longer life that way. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the wheel back on and we are ready to go. So this took me like half hour to do it, maybe like 45 minutes I would say, because of the videotaping and whatnot. But it should be a half hour job. You should be able to get it done if you're like if you have done this before in a different car. Literally 2 bolts, like I said, to take this caliper housing off, and you just gotta replace the pads, and then these metal clips, and then the rotor. That's it, and then you put the wheel back on. Nothing else. It's very easy to do a brake job. Not that hard. Save your money. With that money, you can buy a really nice toolkit, like including these. So if you want to invest in something like that, that's how much they charge you. So yeah. So it's a very easy procedure, like I said before. You could do it yourself and save so much money instead of going to a dealer. And after you're done installing the brakes, all you need to do is drive 20 miles an hour or 15 miles an hour and do rapid stops. Make sure there's no one behind you, and you're doing this in a kind of like a closed street. After you embed the pads, you're good to go. They will wear out perfectly like they're supposed to be, and you're golden. So let us know in the comments what you think about it. Would you do it to your car? Would you replace your brakes or not? And if you need any help, you can always reach us through Facebook or YouTube. We're pretty good at helping people out and really good at responding back. So thanks for watching. Kudos to all.